getting on this. Thank you for joining me. Give me 1 second. Here. All right, my fabulous peeps, and happy day. Come on in, come on in. I am on this. I want to put this so I don't have to go back and forth, but I think I may have to, so it is going to be what it is. All right, hello, my fabulous peeps on Instagram, TikTok, my YouTube family. Happy marvelous day. Happy marvelous day. I pray all is well. You had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. You know why? Because I was able to go to a wedding. And I'm going to say something about that real quick. I prayed and I was sincerely asking the Lord. I said, Lord, please, I don't want to go to any more funerals. I want to go to a baby shower. I want to go to a wedding, a birthday celebration, whatever the case may be, but no more funerals. And do you know, when I prayed that prayer, I'm going to tell you how wonderful it is, just even on the simple things, that when I prayed that prayer, a few days after that, I got a text from one of my cousins about her sister having doing a baby shower. She's doing a baby shower for her sister, and I was like, thank you, Jesus. And then a few weeks after that, I got another text from a family friend about she's doing a wedding. She's planning a wedding for her son. I was like, hallelujah, look at God. Look at God. For some of you may just like, really? Yes, I prayed for that. Because God says be specific in your prayer. And he says, in everything, give thanks. And he says to ask, right? If you don't ask, you don't receive. So I just want to share that little testimony, the importance of asking. Ask. Whatever is a concern to you is also a concern to the Lord. Really and truly is also a concern to the Lord. So I just want to share that with you. So with that being said, my fabulous, maybe if I move it over here, then I could be a little bit more in tune. Let's see if that's going to be better. Yes, I think that's going to be better for us. There we go. There we go. So I'm just only having to turn my head this way to you all. I see you all, my fabulous peeps. Hello, hello, hello. And I see you all. Hello, hello. All right. So needless to say, let's get into what I shared today as relates to, and make sure you stay all the way to the end because I want to share some things. Event that I'm hosting. I am hosting an event that's coming up next month in Jamaica, and you're just gonna blow your mind once you know how the expense of it. Let me tell you, and this is part of a legacy. And so, with that being said, I wanted to share with you as it relates to marriage, money, and tariffs. Yes, and tariffs. And I know when we are in this space, in this season, so many things are going on. You're trying to navigate these, the news is going crazy, and wondering, okay, so what do I need to do? Am I panicking? And you see all these things, like the sky is falling, what to do? But let me say this, I want to offer a word of encouragement, because the media is about panic and fear. First and foremost, the word of God said that he has not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Okay? So first of all, do not be fearful. That is unacceptable, and it's not a part of God's plan. Hold on 1 second, you all, because my battery is about to die, and we cannot afford to let that happen right now. So give me 1 second. Let me just switch this out here, and then I'm going to continue with what I've got to say for you all. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. So we're not going down. All right, so we know that fear is out there. And the media is going to continue, because that's how they make money, right? They make money by the fear factor, have everybody panicking. You stop not making sound sound decisions, you make emotional decisions. And when it comes to your finances, the last thing you need to do is make an emotional decision. And I've done that, you know. I remember being in that place of you hear something, I'm like, what to do? You start panicking. But once you understand how money works and you understand how the market is and the ups and down of the market, I want you to think of it like this, because you are in control. Okay, you have the control of making a decision and making a sound decision with your money wisely, right? And it does take some wise counsel and some planning, especially when it comes to, well, I pray you feel better, darling, especially when it comes to this time and this season. Okay, so I want you to think about it as things are on sale. Okay, what that means to you is that you want to always do what? ABB. You know, remember what I said? Excuse not ABV, ABI. ABI. You always want to be ABI. Always buying investments, right? Because when things are going up, it's going down. It doesn't matter because you are in the game. Things are on sale. So when you think about, I want you to think about this. When something you went to the store, right? You saw these bad shoes, okay? The shoes were $100. You're like, God, these shoes are beautiful. I love it. I love how they feel. They fit me really well. Okay, why are you doing that? They fit me really well. I want these shoes. Then you looked in your budget, be like, God, I want to pay that type of money for the pair of shoes. God, I got so many other things I can do. You know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna buy the shoes. You go back next week and you see the shoes, they're on sale. Guess what? For $25. Here's the kicker. They have all these different colors. Okay? So all the little outfits that you have, you're like, God, I can get all the colors, and these shoes are comfortable. I'm getting my money's worth. I'm going to get all the colors, right? So that $100 now you had that you're going to pay for one, you're now able to get 4 pairs instead of one. Okay, so this is how the market works. So now you go back next week. The shoes are at regular price. They're back to the $100. Oh my gosh. But guess what? You just won because you were able to spend $100 on getting 4 pairs instead of getting 3. So this is the same way how the market works. So as there's a dip with all that's happening. So prices are dropping. Yes, it is. But now that gives you an opportunity, and this is where it's so important how your mindset is, okay? Because in recession, and even during downtimes, millionaires are still being made, because now investors are looking at the opportunity where now their money could buy more assets. Their money can stretch more. I don't know why this thing wants to act crazy with me now, but that's okay. That's okay. I don't want my battery to die out. 1 second, please. Let me just switch this little thing over here. Okay, there's always a will. There is a way. There we go. And so what that means for you is that, okay, I need to get into the game, because now I'm able to buy, and I like diversify. That's why I like mutual funds and ETFs and what have you, because now what you will get for $100 maybe a year ago, now you're able to take that $100 and get a little bit more. And then when it goes up, you are already in the game. But that's why it's so important that I'm going to share this term with you. Listen to what this term is called: dollar cost average. If you've never heard of that term before, let me tell you what that means. And you're gonna be like, oh, I've been doing that. Dollar cost average means that you are always investing or doing a certain amount every single month, no matter what's happening in the market. All right. And so that's where you want to put yourself in the position that you are always doing something. You are always in the game. Because once again, you are not making a mathematical, an emotional decision. You're making a mathematical decision. And so it's important that you start with where you are. You do not, let me say this, you do not need to have millions of dollars to begin investing. You just need to start at where you are. $25. There's something that you can start with $25, right? Get started. Or you might not necessarily are able to buy a full share of something, but something is better than nothing. You can get a piece of the share, a piece of the pie, right? That's getting you started. And if you are married, great. That's even much more powerful because it's now you and your spouse. And if you have children on top of that in your marriage, okay, you can set your children up for success sooner. But you want to be able to set yourself up. And so investing makes sense. Investing makes sense. And what makes sense is, oftentimes we get the misconceptions that like, oh, I need to put a lump sum of money in there. And I want to say that you can actually make more and your investment and grow more because you are doing something every single month consistently. So not only is your money working on what you already have, but it's gonna grow with what's in there and what you keep piling on there every single month. So you're not doing these moments where you have, okay, I have this lump sum of money, let me go ahead and put it in there, and then you don't put anything else in there. It's going to keep working on that same amount every single month. It's going to grow, yes, it is going to grow, but it won't grow as much if you have put something in there and then every single month consistently without fail it's going to continue to grow that much faster when you do something every month. Okay, because it's going to keep working on whatever the amount of money, and of course, the more money it has to work with, the increase your portfolio. Hello to you too. Hello, thank you for the shout out. So that's why I say it's important you start with where you are, because little is much. We have a saying, little is much when God is in it. When God is in where you are. Oh, thanks for the love. Blessings on you. Blessings on you. When you realize how much God is in the little things, let me tell you something. That's why it's so important that you do not put yourself in the position, or you say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do it myself. What I mean, you say, oh, I'm going to go ahead and put that money. A lot of times we have the intent, and then life starts happening, like, oh gosh, this unexpected expense coming. So what do you do? What do you do? Okay? You automate it. You automate it. Right? Once you get to the automate, out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. And that's one of the most powerful things when I see my clients and I work with my clients and help them to create that customized game plan and show them where they are. This is what they can do. Find out where the money is. I don't even tell them. Sometimes I say, listen, yes, you do need to make money. I want to talk about that in a second. But let's see where you are, because you can have money coming in, and then you can continue the same pattern, and it's not going out the middle because you don't know what's coming in and where you need to do with the money. Once you know what's coming in and you identify, okay, this is what I'm doing with my money, right? That's why I love zero based budgeting, because every single dollar has an assignment that comes in. When you understand that, okay, I'm assigning a task to this amount of money. Why? Because money is a tool. And if you don't understand how to properly use the tool, then of course, right? You spend things that you don't know what you bought. You say, oh God, I had this $200. I don't know where $200 went. Been there. That has happened. But when you understand how to set up that budget, right, and assign a task to your money, guess what? You're creating a win-win situation. And if you're in your marriage together, right? Because as I did a little video that you can have marriage unity, that was happened. And so when you hear about tariffs and you hear about things, guess what you don't do? You don't plan it, because in your mind, like, okay, I'm assigning a tax to my money. And so I know this amount of money, I'm going to need to do this one. And then in the process, this is also part of building your financial house. You're like, okay, I also need to make more money to keep up with inflation, to deal with the recession. Okay? So you're not having more month than money. Identifying and finding out ways, that's why I help you do it, is identify ways that you can have another stream of income. And if that you're interested in finding out ways you can have another stream of income with where you are, not disturbing if you have a nine to five, then you need to go ahead and connect with me as well. And I do offer a complimentary Zoom to see where you are and how I can fix it, how I can assist you, and if you are a good fit with the program that I do offer for building your financial house, right? That your money and your marriage is right. If you're not married, then your money and your children are right. No matter what the different stages of life that you have, right? That you're not just good, but you can be great on top of that, because you made a decision to, you know what, I'm going to seek wise counsel, and I'm also going to execute, right? Because it's one thing to get the information. We hear this all the time, but it's another thing when you can get the information and have the implementation with the accountability. So you get the information, you implement with the accountability. That's what I call the double AA. Double AA, the information, implementation, accountability. Because we know what happens. We have the intent. Thank you for sharing. We have the intent, but what ends up happening is that we don't get to implement because we don't have the accountability. So for me, it's important that to help you to be accountable with where you are and helping you to achieve what you're trying to. Because listen, we've gone around that mulberry bush, right? I said several times. But what was the downfall? And the downfall was that you didn't have the help, the support that you needed, the accountability. Because when somebody asks you, you're like, "Did you do it?" And you're like, you feel bad, right? And I love when I say, okay, so what are we doing? Where are we at? Okay, so last time we met, we did this, and this. What did you do now? Oh, I did this. This what we're celebrating. And I truly believe that when you're on this journey, that you celebrate where you are. You celebrate those increments. You don't wait till the big thing. You celebrate while you're going through and enjoy the journey. That is so important. So important that you enjoy the process. Right? Because listen, if your money is just in a traditional bank, right, you are the loaner. But when you take your money and you are control, you take your money, you bypass, right? You do your investing, you set it up. Now you become the loaner. You're loaning it out. So you want to become the owner, you want to become the owner, not the loaner. Right? Because when you just put it in traditional banks, they take your money, they invest it, they get a rate of return, and then they say, thank you so much for utilizing our service. Here is less than 1%. So comment below if you know what's the average rate of, not the average rate of return, but what's the increase of inflation each year. Does anybody know? Anybody know? Anybody know? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Okay, so the inflation rises about 3% each year, and depending on where you are, it could be 6, it could be 9, it all depends. And so ooh, excuse me, nobody's here but me, so Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you for the blessing. And so what that means, I'm not touching anybody's hand right now, okay? When I finish, I'm going to go to the back. So don't worry. So what that means is that now your money is not keep. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Patricia. Appreciate you, Queen. Your money is not keeping up with inflation, right? When you're just putting it in traditional, because guess what? In a traditional saving, it's less than 1%. Now, if you're putting in a money market, and I'll show you some good ones, then oh yes, you're okay. You're doing better. Blessings on you, right? So that's why it is so important that you put your money in other vehicles that you can grow, right? Because you cannot work 24 hours for your money, right? So it has to be in vehicles that whether you are awake, right, whether you're sleeping, it's still growing. It's so, let me tell you something. I love when I get my emails or my texts and I see that D word, dividend. Dividend. So that's one of the things I love to put for my clients is making sure, okay, so what accounts diversifying their portfolio is helping them to diversify so they'll know that, okay, which accounts is going to give them some type of dividend, which one is that you just need to hold on to, and which one is going to help protect you during the market, because you want it all. You want it all. That's all part of the diversification process. Okay? And you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, because this is the thing. When you realize, that's why as I said I love mutual fund ETFs, where you're putting your money in a variety of different types of stocks. Oh, I would love to. I would love to. I'm going to go ahead and Patricia, put my link in the, I usually have it in my description, but I'm going to go ahead and put it, my Zoom link, right? As I said, I do offer a 15 minutes and to see where you are and how I can assist that. Absolutely, right? Because as I said, little is much when God is in it. So yes, it's important that we can make some money even in our sleep, because there's only 24 hours in a day. There's only 24 hours a day. So if you're interested in that, I'm going ahead and put it in there. As I said, it's 15 minutes, and so you choose a time that is best for you all. Thank you for asking that question. Let me get that in here in this wonderful process here. Goodness gracious. But yes, as I was sharing, same thing for you, for you all. You can always find my link in my description or in the feed as well. You will be able to find my discovery Zoom in the process. Let me get that up here. Something's going to act a little crazy for me. Okay, so here we go. Let me put it, oops. Oh boy. Make sure. Oops. Oh no, that's not it. Hold up. Make sure I'm putting the right one in this in this thing here. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Let's find it over here. The joy of technology. You gotta love it. Yeah, but as I was saying, as I get this link up, I love the response. It's like, I want to make money in my sleep. Absolutely, absolutely, as we all do, because at the end of the day, I tell you, when you realize what how the system is made and why it's so important that we are proactive. That's why this season is so powerful, that you're not proactive, but you're not reactive, excuse me, but you're proactive. Because that's what they want. They want you to be reactive. There we go. All right, so I just put it in my link in the comments, so you can go ahead and book your appointment. Patricia, and it's the discovery one. Make sure you do the right one here. There we go, the discovery one. Okay, it's in there. Yes. So as I was saying over here, let me make sure I put it in this one too, as well. Remove this. Oh, that's cool. Okay. So the information. So there's one thing to make the money. We got to make sure we know what to do with the money that we make. That's what I find so often, especially independent or freelancers, as well. We have an idea of what we want to do with our money. All right. We make the money, and then we don't know what to do with it, and we're constantly on that rabbit that rabbit. That's why I love it when you get to a point where you realize, okay, I got the money. Now what do I need to do with the money? Because if you hold it too long, right, what's going to end up happening? We spend it. Yeah, absolutely. We're having to play catch up, and it shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't be that way. But when you realize that, okay, you know what? Now that I understand, that's why I always love to teach. Right? That's why you see my name is also Teacher Melanie, because I want you to understand when you are mathematically, financially literate, not financially illiterate, because unfortunately our system has taught us to be consumers and not educators or investors, right? They tell us, oh, to get a great job, or go to school, get a great job, and then when you get graduate, you're gonna get you have this amazing life. And the reality is it's not so, because the system is made to keep us bound. That's one of the reasons why I homeschool my children, and the micro school that I have teaching financial literacy. And when I have a class for those elementary, middle, and high school, especially now they're preparing for college. Listen, they're like those college campuses, those credit cards are just rated for our children. Rated, I say, oh, guess what? I have something free. Just all you got to do is sign up to get a card. It's no big deal. It's no big, and we give you something, something free. And when you're a college student, you hear all this, free and all. You get excited, and you use that card, and then that bill comes, and you're like, oh my gosh, and it continues, right? Because you didn't understand what to do and how to properly manage as well. This is what happens, and so with that being said, this is now an opportunity where you can really set yourself up for success. I'm also going to put my link of my gum roll, because it teach you. Oh, okay, no problem. My client just reached out to me because I was wondering what happened to her, and I know things was happening that's not so unlike. I get concerned. Yes, I get concerned about my clients, especially when we on a path here, and then when life happens, and I don't know, so many things. But needless to say, I'm glad I heard from her. Most importantly, I'm glad that I heard that everything is okay, and we will get to resume. But yes, so with that being said, because I do offer a class at my digital products on Girl Get Your Coins, right? I help you to identify different home-based businesses, and also that I'm expanding as well with my company and my financial service business, where you are in business for yourself but not by yourself, right? Because there's nothing like having proper mentorship, that you can have the ability to really, really do something, and do something sound that if you have children, or you just want to be in a position that you leave a legacy, you can understand what that means and how you're able to do that. How to, if you have children, how to hire your children in your business, right? If you're married, how do you do that? How are you able to? So I'm going to put my link in the description as well, so you can check out my ebooks. Girl, get your coin, how to hire your children in your home-based business, your digital home-based business planner, whether you're a home-based freelancer, and also getting on my email list, and the faceless beginners digital plan as well. So I'm going to put that in the chat so you can go ahead and get on my mailing. Oh, blessings on you, Queen. Blessings, 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 blessings. Yeah, this is a passion for me. This is really, because if you have never heard my story, been there, done that, foreclosure, bankruptcy, being sued, having to start over, losing, I mean, having millions of properties. But one thing I realized, that no life is lost, right? When you, even if you do have to start over, it's not the end. It's just the beginning of something even greater. And the other thing is that all it does is, when you are in the mindset, and it took me a while to get to this, when you're in the mindset, okay, what is it that I need to learn from this? What is it that I need to learn? And you realize, okay, this is not a failure. This is an opportunity for me to learn. I need to learn of what's happening. And I'm just, if it pause a little bit, just give me, I'm going to put my link in the chat here, so you can also have the opportunity to purchase check out which digital product is going to be best for you in there. Oh God, this is so wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. So wonderful. Oh, thank you. Oh, blessings, blessings. Oh, I just saw this. I was wondering how to get see my little my little chats, and I wasn't able to see. Now playing the fear factor game, right? We are of the business. Oh, okay. Yes, buy the dip, buy the dip. Oh, oh, blessings, blessings. Yeah, compound interest is absolutely powerful. It is so powerful. Yeah, put it in the if you go ahead and just book it, go on my calendar link, and then we can connect that way as well. That's going to be actually a easier process. If you can do that for me, I will appreciate that immensely, immensely. Fabulous. Definitely, yeah, it's crazy. Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love. Yeah, without the pain, the pain that we have to go through. That's why for me, if I have the ability to help out somebody else, to alleviate all the things that we have to go through, it is a win-win. It really, really is. And the things that um, we've experienced, it was not for naught. It really is, because you get to the point. Oh, if you click on the link, if you look in the comment, you should see. Let me see if I can get to. Um, I'm gonna send it to you direct. I'm gonna send you the link, um, Patricia, directly, my appointment link to you directly, because I think that's gonna, so you should get that. I'm gonna send it to you directly. Let's see here. Okay. And then you just click on it. There you go. All right. So I sent you a message directly. So you should be able to look into your your box. Let me see. I'm also going to, no, 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 I need to do that. Yeah, I'm going to make sure I find you too. Yes. Check here. Check to see if it came out. Okay. Yeah, it should be, and I'm going to make sure I put it in my little notes too and follow up with you. Uh-oh. Don't hide my girl now. Don't hide my, hide my, on there. Okay, all right. So I just want to just share with you. So before I go, I want to invite you. Oh my. Okay, okay, beautiful. Before I go, I want to invite you. So this is where legacy um, is, and you're just keeping the legacy going. So for those of you that don't know, as I said, last year, which I cannot believe was going to be almost a year. June, I lost my brother. 7 weeks after that, I lost my father, all unexpectedly. And it could have been truly, I mean, it's already devastating, but there's one thing to have an emotional loss, which is devastating, and to have a financial loss on top of that. Let me tell you, right? That GoFundMe, those fish fry, all those things, having to beg. Thank God, being a coach, my brother was a client, my father was a client, and so we had that peace of mind. Oh, I missed something. Who was this? Oh, having that peace of mind. And so we've been blessed to have a a mission retreat center in the beautiful island of Jamaica. Yoo-hoo-hoo. In the mountains, we have a mission center where we can house 40, 35 to 40 guests comfortably. We have a few, and it's like dorms. It's dorms. We have a few single rooms as well, and so we are hosting guess what we're hosting, guys? I gotta share this. So we are hosting a women's and men's retreat, May 21st through the 26th. May 21st through the 26th. And so they come in on Wednesday, preferably coming through Kingston. The cost is $350 per person. That's a steal. Let me tell you what's included. So it's going to include all meals and accommodations. Okay, it includes all meals, all accommodations, and a day pass to one of the resorts. And so on the day people are coming in, we're doing a meeting and greeting. Thursday we have all the different workshops and meetings with some great speakers, and then Friday we'll go to a local school and do devotional and prayer time with them, and just kind of really encourage the kids. Then on Saturday we spend most of the day at a resort, and at the resort you can go shopping because they have a lot of different places you can shop and just do some of the activities. Jamaica, Jamaica, the island. Jamaica, the island. Jamaica, the island, right? Particularly St. Mary, Jamaica. And then on Sunday we have church. Absolutely no problem, love. We have church, and we'll have community outreaches and a big luncheon with the community, and then we'll have a night of praise. And then Monday, departure back to your back to your back to where you're from. So we pick you up, particularly we made arrangements for pickup to be in Kingston, right? Pickup to be in Kingston. So wherever you're flying into, fly into Kingston, because we are closer to Kingston than Montego Bay. I know people say, "Oh," but that's where it is. So we'll have a pickup. It's best if you come early, early afternoon, because we want to make sure that you have enough time and you can get to see some of the sceneries as we're heading to the mountains. Okay, this is to the mountains, and I'm gonna post the flyer to it. And as I said, it's $350 per person, includes all different workshops, your goodie bag, your excursion to Ocho Rios, that's where we'll be going to, and your accommodations per person. We do have the deposit as well. The deposit is $50, and then you pay the rest by May the 10th. May the 10th. So we give you enough time to get it together. Okay, give you enough time to get it together. And so time does spaces. Don't you miss out, right? If you've never been to Jamaica and you're looking to have a little opportunity to get away and be at a place where you can just commune, get your mind right, get encouraged, just have an opportunity to really get refreshed. It's the title of the retreat is Time of Refreshing. Time of refreshing, right? Where this is the opportunity where you can nurture your faith, your family, and your finances, because we're going to get into all of that, right? Because God desires for us to prosper even as our soul prospers. So it's a total man. So with that being said, my fabulous piece, I've posted the link on my discovery. If you want more about that, you can go ahead and book that discovery link as well. You want to know more about the retreat, I have some information in the flyer. If you don't see it, I'll go ahead and post it on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook. Again, on there, on those links. And when I will do an informational session on that, so you can know, so you can be in the place. All right, my fellows peeps. So thank you so much for being with me during this time as we talked about marriage, money, and tariffs, right? Because at the end of the day, you can only control what you can control. I mean, that's the most important thing. Only what you control. Oh God, thank you so much. Send me a rose. Only what you control at the end of the day. Okay? And remember, God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And with that being said, and like I always say, remember to pray, plan, and believe. There we go. I guess I got frozen there. Remember to pray, plan, and believe, because God is still in the business of doing miracles. All right, my fabulous peeps. So make it a great day. Can't wait to connect with you. Bye, fabulous.